Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Grammar Guru. In the earlier part, I have explained you what is degree, what are adjectives, their types and types of adjectives also. In this video, for change the degree, we are going to discuss the formulas for transformation from positive to comparative superlative or vice versa, superlative to positive or comparative. I have shown a table on the board which is actually nothing but a formula table. Once we place the values as in we do in maths, in the same way if we place values in the fill in the blanks and use proper beginning, your answers in the examination will be absolutely correct always. So friends, let me first explain you what is this table all about, and then we will discuss type A, type B, C, all three types and their transformation from superlative to positive to comparative or vice versa. So in the table, if you see clearly, there are three columns: superlative, comparative and positive, and type A, type B, type C is written. This table has to be read like this. If type A sentence is there, in superlative degree there will be the plus est or most, as explained earlier. When we change this superlative sentence of type A into comparative degree, my friends, then there must be er, that is greater, stronger, longer, larger, better, that er form of adjective. If it is not that type of adjective, then it will be more beautiful, more intelligent, more striking, more presentable. In that case, more must be there or er must be there to the adjective, followed by than. So greater than, longer than, more beautiful than, more expensive than. Anywhere whenever you use er or more, there must be than followed by it, and then we have to use the word any other. This is the formula of how can we transform a superlative sentence of A type into comparative. We will take example later. In positive, when the sentence is type A and we want to change it into positive, the answer should always begin with the word no other, then followed by class word. If you remember, we have learned in the earlier part how to find out noun in a sentence, adjective and class word. Once we know those three answers, just place the class word over here in comparative, over in the fill in the blanks, no other followed by class word, then verb, then as plus subject. So if you learn this formula and understand the example given below, now let's try to understand type A using these formula. Now the first sentence given in superlative for type A is Dr. Kalam was the greatest scientist. I have deliberately underlined three words so that we will be able to understand. Dr. Kalam is underlined because it is noun, the greatest is the adjective, scientist is class word. Now once we know three answers, writing the positive to superlative or comparative or superlative to positive and comparative will be very easy. So our answer in positive degree, if you look over here, should begin with no other, because the given sentence is of type A, there is the plus est. Once you are sure it is type A, then use this formula. For positive degree, it should start with no other followed by class word, which is scientist. So no other scientist. Look at the formula table. Fill in the blanks, we have used the word scientist. So we say no other scientist, then followed by verb was, then as dash dash as. In between the fill in the blanks, we have to use the positive form of the adjective. Do not make mistake over here. So we must learn three forms of adjectives also. If possible, I will make another short video to explain you all three forms. So no other scientist was as great as. What we have done is, in superlative we had est as a suffix to the adjective, which we have removed. We have used the base form, that is positive form, and so the answer is no other followed by class word scientist was as great as, and the subject word over here has come in the end, Dr. Kalam. I hope it is clear to you. Let us say we take another example and say Shakespeare was the best writer. So the answer will be no other writer was as good as Shakespeare. So you can say rose is the most beautiful flower. So the answer will be no other flower is as beautiful as rose. I hope it is clear. Now, suppose type A sentence is there and we have to change it to comparative degree. What does the formula say? There must be ER or more, plus than and any other. So, how will you write the answer? In comparative degree, the answer should always start with the subject word which is already with us in the beginning. So, we have to use the same Dr. Kalam, then followed by the verb which is same, do not change it. Do not change the tense also, do not change the verb also in comparative. So, subject and verb without change, Dr. Kalam was. Then we have to check the adjective and change it into comparative degree. So, great positive, greater comparative. So, we have written Dr. Kalam was greater than, and since it is A type sentence where the noun in the beginning cannot be even compared. So, we say than any other scientist. In the positive degree it was no other scientist, in comparative degree it is any other scientist. I hope you can make out a difference. Let us take another example for type A and do it. Rose is the most beautiful flower, superlative. Then no other flower or flower, no other flower is as beautiful as rose, and then rose is more beautiful than any other flower. This is transformation of type A from superlative to comparative to positive. Let me tell you, in the exam you have to look at the given sentence and find out whether it is superlative, comparative or positive. So, if the sentence starts with no other, that means it is type A sentence, it is positive. If it ends with any other and ER, that means it is type A and comparative. Clear? Now, let us go to type B. In superlative, type A and type B has a major difference. In type A we say the est, whereas in superlative type B has one of the plus est or most. I told you in the earlier part also what is the difference between the est and one of the est. In type A only one noun is there, it is almost not comparable to any other in that class. But in type B there are many nouns from the same class and we are comparing one with them. Like Ronaldo is compared with many players, Lata Mangeshkar is compared with many singers, scientists are many and Dr. Kalam is one, players are many and Gavaskar, Virat Kohli is one, singers are many and Arjit Singh is one. In that case, when we are comparing one noun with many, it is type B. And let us take the example. In superlative, the sentence given is Rohan is one of the best students. So, we have to find out three things. Noun is Rohan, then one of the best is adjective, and students, carefully look, students is class word. In type B, the class word is always plural. So, how will you transform a superlative sentence of type B to positive and comparative? Here the answers are written. Positive degree for type B sentence having one of the in it should start with very few as written over here in the formula, very few followed by class word. So, we have written very few, students is a class word which we have replaced it. So, very few students, then I have written are oblique verb because there are only two possibilities in this type. The sentence can be in positive or can be in sentence can be in present tense or in the past tense. If the sentence is in present tense, the positive degree must have are. If it is in the past tense, positive degree should have were. Just learn the table by heart and it will be very easy. So, very few students, that is very few plus class word plus verb or verb, then as good as Rohan. Why did we change it to good? Because best is superlative form of the original positive adjective good. So, very few students are as good as Rohan is positive form of type B sentence. Now, how will you change a superlative sentence in type B into a comparative? Rule is same, keep the subject and the verb without any change. So, Rohan is will remain without change. Then we have to remove the word one of the and we have to place comparative form of the adjective, and the answer is Rohan is better, which is positive form of good. Then Rohan is better than many other scientists. Why did we write many other? If you look at the sentence comparative in type A, you will find any other, but in type B it is many other. Why it is many other? Because we are comparing one noun with many. It is plural over here. So we cannot use any other and then plural class word. So be careful about these smaller details. Now let's come to the last part. If the given sentence is type C, be sure that there must be two nouns compared with one another. And when this happens, when two nouns are compared, superlative degree is not possible. So what I have written is only positive and comparative. In table also I have written no superlative form. In comparative it is er, more, plus, than. In positive there must be not, and then adjective placed between as, fill in the blanks, as. So let's check the example. In positive, suppose type C sentence is there. A positive sentence should look like this: silver is not as costly as gold. Let's check in the formula. Not as dash 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 as. In between, fill in the blanks, there must be adjective. So silver is not as costly, and then as gold. So you have to look at the sentence and find out which two nouns are compared. Simple, I have underlined them. Silver is compared with gold. Why? Because they are same class word, metals. In the second sentence, when we want to change this positive into comparative, what we need to do is we have to replace the area. So second adjective which is in the end of the sentence should come in the beginning, and we have to remove not as and replace it with er or more, plus, than. So the correct answer is gold is more costly than silver. So friends, we have discussed everything related to change the degree. In the earlier part we discussed what is degree, what are three types of adjective, what are three forms of adjective, what are three types of sentences, and one example. In this video we have discussed how to change a given sentence from superlative to comparative or positive or vice versa. If you learn this table by heart, I promise you, my dear friends, that everything will be okay for you and you will become master in transformation of degrees. Keep learning, learn this table, and hopefully everything will be okay for you. For any practice exercises or notes, please check the description box. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. If you have any queries, let me know in the comment box.